For about 1.5 million public sector workers in Ontario, every 2 weeks the system collects. And what it builds with that money would make a Fortune 500 company blush. Together, Ontario's major funds control over 770 billion Canadian dollars, comparable to a mid-sized nation's economy and far above the province's annual budget. They own malls, towers, airports, and transport infrastructure, even energy systems Ontarians rely on. You think you're saving for retirement? But to them, you're fuel, the steady stream that keeps their global investments alive. Stay with this one. What comes next shows just how deep that network runs and how quietly it touches your everyday life. Those investments don't stop at our borders, they span continents. Critics say Ontario's pension giants now move money and influence like shadow states, shaping markets and policies across the world. What began as retirement security has become quiet power, a global empire built from your paycheck. The pitch is noble: invest to secure your future. But look deeper at who actually benefits. When the Ontario Teachers' Pension Plan posts strong results, its executives receive multi-million-dollar pay packages under performance plans. Meanwhile, the fund's real estate arm, Cadillac, Fairview, owner of the CF Toronto Eaton Centre, buys more luxury towers, not classrooms. For OMERS, their portfolio includes Yorkdale Mall through Oxford Properties and major office towers across Canada. Their mission statement says serving members, but their deals say serving markets. Because the pensioners aren't the clients, they're the collateral. Keep watching. The next part hits closer to home. Literally, that condo you can't afford? That mall charging record rent. Chances are, you're paying it to your own pension. Teachers Fund owns Toronto Eaton Centre. OMERS Oxford Properties runs flagship towers that define the city and drive prices sky high. It's a perfect loop. Ontarians struggle to pay for housing and services. The pension funds profit from the same inflation they claim to hedge against. The result? You're working longer so they can own more. Don't stop here. The story's about to leave Ontario's borders entirely. And this power doesn't stop at Ontario's borders. These funds now act like shadow states. Teachers once owned a stake in Birmingham Airport in the UK recently sold. OMERS invested in Thames Water, which later faced major pollution fines. Top OPP's capital flows through global private equity partners, including a growing London hub. They call it diversification. But to the people on the ground, it's extraction, foreign capital disguised as Canadian prudence. When public pension funds start chasing profits like hedge funds, the question becomes, who's still being served? The public or the portfolio? We're almost at the part they'd rather you didn't hear. Here's the part no one wants to say out loud. Ontario's pension network doesn't just invest in companies, it invests in influence. Critics say their subsidiaries sit on corporate boards, fund policy think tanks, and shape housing decisions through partnerships. They help decide what gets built, who builds it, and at what costs. The pensioners are only spectators in a trillion-dollar game being played in their name. What you'll see next might change how you think about the word broke. So maybe Ontario was never broke. Maybe it just moved the money from public coffers to private towers. The question isn't where did the money go? It's who does it work for now? Because when a system built to secure your future starts betting against your present, that's not a pension plan. That's a power plan. But that's just the surface, because the real twist hides in the checks and the bills. The plans can post billion-dollar gains, even as indexation rules cap how fast retiree checks rise. In the next episode, we'll be looking into where the billions show up in the statements, and why the pensioners' cost of living increase doesn't. Watch next, the pension profit paradox.